In this demo, we're going to configure an iSCSI target. I want to go up to Add Roles and Features. Select Next. Leave it on role-based or feature-based installation. Select Next again. Here we only have one server, so we'll just select Next. Now I'm going to expand File and Storage Services, File and iSCSI Services, and I want to install iSCSI Target Server. I've already installed this role to save some time, but from this point on, I would just select the default values. I'm going to cancel this and continue. Once I've installed the iSCSI Target Server, I can go to File and Storage Services and select it. Click on iSCSI. Then I can create an iSCSI virtual disk. I only have one server here, so I'll just click Next. I need an iSCSI virtual disk to create iSCSI targets. I can select where to put my virtual disk. I'm going to call it iSCSI VHD1. Next. Here, I can specify the size of the virtual hard disk. I'm going to make this disk small, 500 megabytes. Here, we could select Fixed Size. This type of disk provides better performance because it allocates all the space available right now. Dynamically expanding will allocate space as we need it, but doesn't provide the same level of performance. For this demo, I'm going to leave it set to dynamically expanding. You can read the details for each type here, but the concepts are basically the same when you create any type of virtual disk. This next page asks me about assigning this iSCSI disk. I'm going to want a new iSCSI target here, and it's already selected for me. So let's click Next to continue. Now I'm on the Specify Target Name page. I'm going to call it Target 1. Click Next. On the Specify Access Servers page, I want to choose the initiators that will be able to access this disk. I could use Active Directory to browse or the IQN if I knew it, but I'm going to use the IP address because that works fine for me. I'm going to enter the server IP address of the initiator, and then I'll click OK. Alright, that's added, so let's click Next. If I want to enable CHAP on the disk, I can, and then I would have to enable it on the initiator as well. I'm just going to let anyone who wants to come in connect to this disk. Let's click Next, and then verify that all the settings are correct, and finally select Create. I have an iSCSI disk and an iSCSI target that other servers can connect to with their initiator IDs. We need to check one more thing on here. You need to go into iSCSI and make sure that the initiator has been specified on the iSCSI target. Let's scroll down so we can see what we're doing. You right-click your iSCSI target and go to Properties, and the initiator needs to be listed here. We can verify that our server is listed under Initiators. Now let's go to our other server and configure it. Alright, I'm on my other server. Let's click on Local Server. You can see my server name is CorpNet Server 1. I'm going to go under Tools and select the iSCSI initiator. It tells me, hey, the service isn't running, it needs to be started. Do you want this service to run every time it restarts? We'll select Yes. And here are my iSCSI initiator properties. I want to type in the name of my target, which is CorpNet iSCSI. I'll do a quick connect and it says, hey, here's the target that I see out there. I'm connected to that target. The login succeeded and it looks good, so let's click Done. I'm back into Properties now. I'll check the Favorite Targets. You can see our target is already added. Let's go back to Targets and then down here to Devices. Once I connect to the iSCSI target, it adds a disk to our system. Let's select this Properties box here. The other thing that I can do here is go in and enable multipath if I had multiple network cards, which are multiple paths to that iSCSI target. So we'll click Cancel. We'll move over to Volumes and Devices. If I have a program or service that's going to use a particular device, I can configure that in here. There's not much I can do right now because I don't have any services or programs that require this. Under the Radius tab, if I wanted, I could set up a Radius server for authentication. The Configuration tab would let me change the name of the initiator if I needed to. Down here is where I would set up CHAP. If I had required CHAP on the target, I would put the CHAP secret in here. I can also use IPsec to encrypt the connection between the iSCSI initiator and the iSCSI target. And finally, I can make a report of connected targets and devices on the system and save it to my computer. I'm going to click Cancel. Alright, let's go ahead and click OK. We're going to go up to File and Storage Services, and we're going to check our disks. I'm going to see the iSCSI target disk is here, but it's offline. Now we need to bring it online, so let's right-click it and select Bring Online. We get a dialog message here, and we'll click Yes. If you have the target set up on a single server, only one initiator can connect to it. If you need more than one initiator to connect to the target, you have to cluster the target. You need to cluster the target before you create the iSCSI target because we're the only one connected. Now I need to make a volume on it just like I would on any other disk. I'll come down here under Tasks, select New Volume, click Next, Disk 1, click Next, and click OK. Click Next. I'll make it the O drive and make the volume label iSCSI 1. Click Next and create the disk. And then we're done. All right, that's it for this demo. We created an iSCSI target and configured our iSCSI initiator.